Imagine a completely clutter-free home where bulky trash just disappears with a few easy steps. Well, welcome to our in-depth explainer on scheduling a bulk trash pickup in Cincinnati. Okay, let's dive right into this, because whether you're clearing out your garage, doing some home renovations, or you're just finally getting rid of that ancient saggy sofa, navigating Cincinnati's bulk trash rules can literally transform your cluttered home into a spacious oasis. So stick around, because this explainer delivers absolutely everything you need to know to outsmart the clutter. Here is our roadmap for today. We are going to look at Cincinnati's bulk trash problem, see if you're eligible for pickup, walk through a step-by-step scheduling guide, figure out how to prep your items perfectly, talk about avoiding fines and illegal dumping, and finally, we'll wrap up with some alternative junk removal options.
All right, let's kick things off with part one, Cincinnati's bulk trash problem.
Look, we all know the monster of bulky household junk, right? It's that broken refrigerator taking up half your garage, or maybe a worn-out mattress leaning awkwardly against the wall, or a dining table that has definitely seen better days. That junk stands directly between you and your dream of a clean, clutter-free space. Now, the good news is that the city operates this incredible fleet of highly specialized, automated collection trucks specifically designed to help you defeat this monster. But achieving that clutter-free home actually requires navigating a bit of a bureaucratic maze between municipal and private waste rules. If you put the wrong item out, or honestly, if you just put it out at the wrong time, those automated trucks will literally just drive right on by, and you won't just be stuck with the junk, you could actually get slapped with a pretty hefty fine. So, understanding these exact rules is the absolute best way to get rid of your junk efficiently and responsibly.
Which brings us to Section 2. Are you eligible for pickup?
Now, what's really interesting here is that the biggest point of confusion for residents isn't usually what they're throwing away, but where they actually live. In Greater Cincinnati, jurisdictional boundaries dictate absolutely everything regarding waste management. So let's clearly break this down. For city service properties, like a single-family home or a residential building with 1 to 4 units inside the city limits, you are completely eligible for the free municipal bulk collection service provided by the Department of Public Services. Awesome! However, for private service properties, think a multifamily building with 5 or more units, a commercial space, or if you live out in the surrounding suburbs like Blue Ash or Forest Park, you are legally ineligible for the city's free service. Instead, you're actually required to hire a registered private waste hauler like Rumpke or Republic.
Okay, moving right along to Section 3, Step-by-Step Scheduling Guide. So, let's say you are eligible for the city service. You can't just drag a couch out to the curb whenever the mood strikes you. Cincinnati runs strictly on an on-demand, appointment-only system. The city centralizes all of these pickup requests through 3 official channels. You can call the 311 hotline, you can download the 311 Cincy mobile app, or you can just submit a quick web form at www.311cincy.com. You really have to use these official channels to officially get on the route, okay? Let's walk through the exact timeline you need to follow. Step 1, submit your request via 311. Step 2, wait for your officially scheduled collection date to be confirmed, which, by the way, will usually just be your regular trash day or sometimes a Friday. Step 3, place your items at the curb. Now, timing is incredibly critical here. You absolutely must not set your items out before 5 p.m. the night before your scheduled collection. And on the flip side, they've got to be out no later than 6 a.m. on the actual day of collection. When you do put them out, try to place them right on the driveway apron if possible, and make sure they are completely clear of any low-hanging wires, trees, or parked cars so those big automated trucks can actually reach them safely.
Section 4. Prepping your items perfectly. Okay, so you've got your appointment scheduled, but you can't just throw things in a giant pile. The city's collection trucks use these massive hydraulic boom arms and claws to lift heavy items. And because of that, there is a very strict rule book for preparing your items so you don't damage the machinery or just cause a huge mess on your street. So the crucial point here is what we call the Rule of 5. That is the absolute maximum limit of bulk items allowed per scheduled pickup. So if you're clearing out an entire estate or a completely packed garage, you cannot put it all out at once. You'll actually need to schedule multiple pickups over a few weeks. If you try to sneak out 6 items, the city is simply going to leave the extra stuff behind and you will get cited for an illegal setout.
Beyond that item limit, let's rapidly list off some of the highly specific and honestly somewhat quirky preparation rules. If you have an item with glass or a mirror, you actually have to use heavy-duty tape to make a giant X right across the glass to prevent it from shattering everywhere. Tossing out an old toilet, you have to physically separate the tank from the bowl. Mattresses and any upholstered furniture absolutely have to be wrapped and sealed in plastic, mostly to prevent water absorption and, you guessed it, bed bugs. Getting rid of Grandpa Joe's heavy old dresser? Good news here. Just leave the drawers inside the furniture. You don't even need to break it down. And for carpet, it's got to be rolled and tied into neat bundles that are no longer than 4 feet and no heavier than 50 pounds.
Now, it is just as vital to know what differentiates acceptable bulk trash from prohibited items. Bulk trash generally means items over 45 pounds or larger than 4 by 4 by 4 feet. But certain things will literally never be collected by the city's bulk program. This includes things like tires and rims, which actually require their own separate special pickup request, hazardous chemicals, liquid paint, construction debris like lumber or concrete, car parts, and yes, even grand pianos. No pianos. If you set any of these out, they will literally just sit there on the curb until you find a private way to dispose of them.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, avoiding fines and illegal dumping.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why you need to pay attention, because the city of Cincinnati doesn't just ask nicely for you to follow these constraints, they enforce them aggressively. The legal and financial stakes for ignoring the rules are incredibly high. A Class A minor infraction for basic non-compliance, that starts at $75. But if you just leave 4 or more items sitting out on the street without an appointment, you get hit with a Class D violation. That carries a $750 initial fine, and it can max out at a whopping $1,750. Prohibited dumping is a Class E violation, with those fines soaring all the way up to $3,000. Oh, and if you happen to be a landlord, failing to clear out an evicted tenant's dumped property within 24 hours can result in a civil citation of up to $2,000. So yeah, following these guidelines utilizes a little bit of loss aversion because nobody wants to lose thousands of dollars just for throwing out a couch incorrectly, right?
Finally, Section 6, alternative junk removal options. We fully acknowledge that if you're doing a massive cleanout, you are definitely going to need a plan B. So here's a quick summary of some really excellent private and eco-friendly alternatives. Drop Curb offers same-day curbside pickup starting around $79, and they don't have those annual item limits. If you're out in the suburbs or you need a huge commercial dumpster, Rumpke is going to be your primary contractor. For all those prohibited items we mentioned, like electronics and batteries, CleanLight Cincinnati safely handles e-waste. You can also utilize the Cincinnati Recycling and Reuse Hub for hard-to-recycle items, or check out Keep Cincinnati Beautiful for community drop-off events. And hey, here's a pro tip for optimizing your cleanout. If you only have 1 or 2 items, maybe talk to your neighbors. You could coordinate to share a private pickup or split a dumpster cost, making the whole process cheaper and smoother for everybody.
Which leaves us with one final empowering question. Are you ready to reclaim your space and outsmart the clutter? By understanding your eligibility, utilizing that 311 scheduling process, mastering the rule of 5, and knowing the strict preparation protocols, you now have absolutely all the knowledge and tools you need to effortlessly schedule a bulk trash pickup in Cincinnati. Now, a quick reminder, city rules and services can occasionally change, so always check Cincinnati's current official guidelines before you go dragging anything to the curb. This explanation reflects the policies as of right now. But go ahead, take action today, schedule your pickup, and transform your home into that clutter-free oasis you deserve.